Today we're reminding you why you should never take your health for granted. And for most of us, bedtime, it's the most relaxing time of the day. But for one family, falling asleep unexpectedly can be deadly.
Congenital central hypoventilation syndrome, CCHS, is a central nervous system disorder where the body forgets to breathe when we fall asleep. So we require lifelong mechanical ventilation. If I dozed off without my machine, I would just get CO2 buildup and I could probably have a cardiac arrest. My daughter, Amalia, and my son, Diego, we suffer from this rare condition. As a mother of 2 children with CCHS, I'd have to be extra vigilant with watching them, making sure that they don't doze off while we're watching a movie or in the car, driving somewhere. I've always had them on a really strict sleep schedule. All right, you guys, come on, it's time for bed. I have in-home nursing, and they watch over the kids every night. My children's lives are in their hands while I'm asleep. Diego's been using this ventilator since he was born. This is what he's been having to hook up to anytime he sleeps. I disconnect that on. This is the one that reads the oxygen and heart rate. These are just like some of the supplies: suction catheters, trach ties, pulse ox sensors. We decided to go ahead and get the breathing pacemaker implanted in him. My daughter, Amalia, when she had her pacer put in, one of her lungs didn't reinflate completely, and I don't want that to happen with Diego. I just really, really hope that things work out.
You still awake?
Yeah, Mom.
I want everyone to think about that for a moment because we've talked about sleep apnea before, but normally, Dr. Sears, we're talking about obstructive sleep apnea, which is a mechanical, not enough room for the air to flow back behind in your throat, down to your lungs. But this is something
completely different. This is a problem up here.
Right, because with sleep apnea, if you don't get enough oxygen, you will literally wake up and then it recharges or reboots the system. But in central sleep apnea, I want you to take a look at this because when you fall asleep, taking a nap unexpectedly, you stop breathing. And that's because that nerve you're seeing light up there, that's your phrenic nerve, a subconscious part of your brainstem tells you to breathe when you fall asleep. Your brain waves slow down. But in folks with congenital central sleep apnea, what happens is you need to have an implantable device that fires at night, telling your phrenic nerve to contract and expand your diaphragm. So what's interesting about this procedure is that docs recommend that you wait until you're 5 years of age to have the procedure done. But Monique and her daughter Amalia, they've had this done because they're both old enough. But now it was time for Diego. If this procedure is a success, he can finally sleep without a trach tube. Let's see how Diego's big day went.
We're here today to perform diaphragm pacer surgery on Diego.
I'm feeling really good right now. A little nervous, but I'm excited.
The procedure's done thoracoscopically, so he'll only have about 4 very short inch-long incisions. We'll start on one side. The phrenic nerve electrode will be put around the phrenic nerve.
So we just put the trocar in. You can see the heart beating. And this white thing in the middle, that is the phrenic nerve that goes to the diaphragm. I made a little hole just behind it. Here's the electrode. This is Diego's best friend. So now what I'm gonna do is make the electrode hug the nerve. And then I'm gonna put some stitches around it to keep it there. Dun, da, da, dun. That was it. It'll stay in contact, so when he's pacing, it stimulates the nerve, which stimulates the diaphragm.
And then a wire will be threaded down where it will be connected to what we call a receiver.
We're gonna test it one more time. You can see this muscle contract. Whoa! Fantastic. You see it? Whoa! There it goes. Whew! That's the magic. This was pretty darn, knock on wood, perfect.
This surgery will greatly improve his quality of life.
Well, we're happy because Monique, Amalia, and Diego are all here today. Thank you both. Looking wonderful, I must add.
Monique, most parents are trying to get their kids to fall asleep. For you, it's the complete opposite, but the surgery went well?
Yeah, the surgery went really well. No problems. He was in and out in 6 days.
All right.
So.
Diego.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Well,
give me a 5. Come on up here, bud. I've heard that you like to give 5.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's a 10. Hey, come stand right between us.
Yeah, come over here, bud.
I want you to turn around and we're gonna...
So he's got the device implanted, right? Now he still has his trach because he's weaning off that, right?
Yeah, it takes about 2 months before we can start to stimulate it. We have to let it heal a little bit. And then, but within maybe 10 months or so, he'll be able to get the trach out because he'll be using the pacers, the Avery pacers only.
So, Monique, your early pacemakers needed to be replaced from time to time, but Diego's, is his a permanent cure now?
Yes, his is lifelong, pretty much. Makes it a lot more manageable because I don't have to take the suction machine in the vent and having the trach with me. So,
Makes it a lot
but mine
easier.
actually, since I've had them for over 30 years, I do have to have the connection redone. So I've been using that BiPAP machine for a couple of years.
So you've
now.
had some problems with yours,
Yeah.
and
So Diego, so your mom, you know, you have some things that you need to get fixed, right? And obviously, you love your mom, right? So I have some good news for your mom because Avery Biomedical Devices, they're going to give you the brand new breathing pacemaker that you need so that you can get a good night's sleep and watch all of these youngsters to live a long, healthy life. Thank you so much.